Hello guys, and welcome back to this new video. Today we are going to talk about the Black Plague, and more specifically this video is not going to be about the entire Black Plague and what that means, how it was caused and anything else. We can, if you guys are interested, make a video on that, but this video is on its consequences. Very specific consequences that we are going to analyze and discuss here. So let's jump straight into the video. Black Plague, that is one of the most terrible diseases, infections that we have had in our history. That can be traced back to the 14th century because it hit first Asia and then Europe around the 14th century, and it caused millions of deaths. Now, there's a geneticist at the University of Chicago, Luis Barrera, who has analyzed more than 200 samples of DNA. DNA taken from people died of Black Plague in the two waves of Black Plague that have hit Europe in the 14th century. And his discovery is just amazing, because what has been seen analyzing this DNA is that after the first big wave, how our immune system reacted. Normally, as we have seen for the COVID pandemic, for instance, the immune system reacts. So the second time you get the virus, you take it in a lighter form. Of course, that is if the first time has hit you and you have survived and you have overcome that, then of course it's supposed to hit you lighter. Why? Because your immune system creates a sort of immune memory defense that helps you fight what the body has already known and fought. So Luis Barrera has found out that there were at least 4 alterations that were displayed, and they were kind of like naturally created, developed after the first wave of Black Plague. And those 4 alterations were extremely beneficial. Specifically, the mere alteration of the gene ERAP2 increased by 40% the likelihood of the body to react more properly to the Black Plague. And so by 40%, human bodies were able to better respond to the Black Plague disease. Now, what also, and which is way more interesting, has been found out, is that those 2 alterations of this gene, ERAP2, are also responsible for diseases that we nowadays have, but they didn't exist in the 14th century. Specifically, those alterations, being that alert our system constantly, have created 2 very pernicious diseases nowadays, meaning Crohn's disease that affects basically the last part of the intestines, and also rheumatoid arthritis. And so those 2 diseases, which apparently did not exist or were not so common before the Black Plague, have become way more common as a byproduct of our body, which, in order to respond to the Black Plague, altered the gene ERAP2, and so created inadvertently those 2 diseases, which nowadays are way more common. So guys, the question is, if something like that can happen, if the impact of a virus can modify and have long-term consequences on our body and our genomic structure, the question then is, what will be the long-lasting and long-term consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic? Because at this point we don't exactly know how that has modified our body. So that will be interesting to see, and probably we will not survive to understand all the consequences because of course it takes a long time for the body to react to something like that, but that will be interesting to see. So guys, for today, that is all. Of course, comment below, let us know your thoughts, and we'll talk next time in a new video with a new different topic. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and support the channel if you want to. Bye bye guys.